Ghosts aren't supposed to talk. Besides, I got a feeling he was already finished.
Oh, okay, yes. So this is apparently where the actual gameplay kicks in, I guess. Would you like to receive tips about how the game works? Yes. Freeburg PD organizes upcoming work assignments into shifts for today and tomorrow. Every shift, officers respond to crimes in progress, and detectives continue their investigations. You can freely move employees between shifts. Alright, into shifts for today and tomorrow, okay. All officers and detectives possess several important characteristics. Professionalism shows the overall efficiency level of your policeman. A figure around 150 is considered average. Any policeman who falls short of this mark is not entirely reliable, while those whose professionalism is considerably higher than average are a safe bet, even in a pinch. And an individual's level of professionalism may rise and fall over the course of their career. Energy shows how tired your policemen are. That's the little bars. The less energy your people have, the less reliable their work, and a policeman who is exhausted might fall asleep at the wheel or make a critical error. Your employees lose 1 point of energy after each working day and restore 1 point after each day of rest. Your employees don't tell you everything. Some additional characteristics are hidden from view. For instance, some cops are lazy and will come up with any reason they can think to take the day off, while others like to drink too much. You can only guess about these things, but you should be able to draw your own conclusions based on the behavior of your employees. That's pretty cool. Alright, so these are the cops available. I'm guessing the blue ones are the cops, and the brown ones are probably detectives. Let's see. So this is basically all we have available. I can't do anything with this. I tried clicking it. We got Kochi, Yancey, Purdy, Tsubaki, Asano, Austin, Price, who is not at all professional. I guess maybe because she's old. Then there's a detective literally called Mole. There's DeBrito, I like this guy, and there's Armstrong. Alright, let's start the day then, because this is pretty much it. Let's see what's gonna happen. Oh my, look at this! Alright, get that cigar out of here, man. So this is Freeburg, eh? Responding to calls is the bread and butter of police work. You'll need to send your officers to the crime scene before the timer expires. A mark on the map shows where the call came from. The farther away the destination is from the police station, the longer it will take your officers to travel back and forth. So the longer your people will be tied up and unavailable for upcoming work. Alright, that's 15. Hit and run, everyday mall. So if I click it, oh, yep, here we go. The easiest way to determine how difficult a task might be is to check how many units you are allowed to send on the call. The more units you can send, the more serious the alleged threat. Particularly risky missions give you the option of sending SWAT, but they must be accompanied by at least one officer. The number of slots is not the only thing to consider. Any available information, from the location of the crime scene to the presence of weapons and so on, all of this can tell you how seriously each case should be taken. A mission might look simple at first glance until it turns into a brutal meat grinder. Or a serious call can come in which turns out to be a false alarm. Alright. Oh, this is gonna be really tricky. Can I just drag him over there. Alright, so it's a hit and run at the everyday mall. A married couple exited a convenience store and saw a van in the parking lot back over a homeless man who'd been digging through a trash can. The driver jumped out to help, but once he saw he had a bum, he got back in the van and quickly drove away. So I'm guessing it's not gonna be that big of a deal. I'm just gonna send this lady over there by herself. I'm gonna save the rest of the officers. I feel like they're gonna set me up in a situation where I'm going to send all my cops away, and then at the end of the day, something really, really big comes up. So I'm gonna send Price, and only Price. Let's see what happens. I have no idea if I just basically destroyed my career and got a hobo murdered. We'll find out. Let's see. Fight. The Last Picture Show Theater. A theater manager reports that during a showing of Citizen Kane, a drunk man attempted to force his way into the theater, carrying a snowboard decorated with the word Rosebud. When he was denied entry, he violently attacked the cashier and is currently fighting with the theater's security guard. Alright, that's a little bit of a spoiler there for Citizen Kane. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is, it's a fight, so I do want to take that somewhat seriously. I'm gonna send Purdy, and let's send Austin as well, because she's not very efficient. And hopefully, if they work together, they can get something going here. Price, I think, should not be gone super long, so we'll see how that goes. We have $2,400 apparently saved up. Listen to that music, that is awesome. Alright, hit and run report. When everything goes well, the police capture the criminals and nobody dies. But the truth is, sometimes the criminals manage to escape. Just try to avoid any dead cops or civilians. Dead cops will hurt your roster, and dead citizens bother the mayor even more than living ones. Offender escaped, but officer is unharmed. I mean, I guess that was to be expected. Then again, how are we gonna catch that guy? I don't know. Don't know. Alright, looks like Price on her way back. Check out this report right here. The offender was caught. The offender, everybody's unharmed. That was great. Professionalism goes up. That's what I like to see. So what that means is that I should probably partner, say, Kochi or Purdy, basically my best cops, with Price, and that will make her professionalism go up as well. That makes sense. I'm definitely gonna try to do that more. Alright, we got an armed robbery. 3 teenagers armed with a shotgun robbed a videotape store and made off with their whole collection of adult movies. The criminals flattened the car, but the store manager wrote down the car's license plate. The owner is one Janet Brown who lives in the suburbs. So it sounds quite serious. They did have a shotgun with them. But how serious could it really be? I'm going to send in Kochi and I'm going to send Asano with her. Because I feel like they're gonna try to make this seem like a more serious call with the shotgun. I mean, it might be fake. Either way, let's just be safe and find out. Oh boy, fight. Jon St, Jurgen and Katz law firm. A brother and sister clashed with each other over their deceased father's will. According to one of their lawyers, we don't dare separate them and our security guard is off duty tonight. I'll just send Tsubaki. I really don't feel like we need more officers than this. It's a small fight in a law firm. Let's hope that none of them is packing a gun, though, because if they are, that could turn ugly. Alright, Price is back. Professionalism did not go up. And let's see. Kochi is about to finish her assignment. Alright, hold on. Alright, when your cops aren't sure how to proceed, they might contact you and ask you to handle the situation. Try to deal with whatever comes up, but don't waste all your time on this stuff. You have plenty of other problems on your plate. The vehicle in question is parked right outside the Brown residence. The sounds of moaning and loud laughter can be heard through the living room window. Alright, so options is sneak into the house through an open window, turn on the siren and loudspeaker and shout that the house is surrounded. I mean, that seems like a bit much. Sneaking into the house obviously can't do that. Let's just knock on the door. Offender was caught, officer unharmed. Everything is good. So that worked. That was a good solution to our little problem. Let's see. A passerby saw some teenagers attack an elderly musician, then run away with his guitar and his money. We can send 3 officers. This is in the ghetto, so it actually could turn pretty serious. I'm going to send Purdy. I'm going to send Yancey. Just because I have a feeling this might be a big deal. I'm going to send Price as well, just to get some more professionalism. And if she dies, then, you know, I don't really care. Let's go. Alright, so the fight, how'd it go? Offender escaped, officer unharmed. Alright, so she did lose some professionalism. I don't really know why. But how would they escape? It just seems like when 2 people are fighting in a law firm, it doesn't really seem like they would just run away, but okay. I guess I was wrong. I guess I need to maybe change my expectations of certain situations and whatnot. Alright, it's nighttime. At least nobody died yet. That's good. We've got this big thing coming up. Purdy, Yancey, and Price. Let's hope nobody dies here. Because this could turn pretty bad. Alright, let's see. Offender was caught, officers are unharmed, and they all gained some professionalism. Meaning that while Price is still useless, she is slightly less useless, and that's good. we now have the option of ending the day. I'm actually going to wait for all officers to return. I'm not sure if I need to do that or what. It's 9. I guess I have to end the day at 9. No other choice. Alright, let's end the day. If you think you'll need a couple of extra hands tomorrow, you can order any cop to come in and work overtime. But if they're working flat out, they'll be much more exhausted. Somebody's bound to make a mistake. Alright, so we've got Shift A. So these people are now at home, I guess. And these people all just work the day, so they're gonna go home now, I guess. And then these people will come in and work. This is also... Alright, this is actually pretty bad. The spread of professionalism is pretty low. We've got 3 officers that are actually pretty good, or actually 2 that are pretty good, 1 that's amazing, and then 5 that are, well, it's like 2 that are below average, and then 3 that are just complete crap. It's a father and son team. We've got Beasley, a pretty cool detective, and Moser. Alright. Anyway, I'm just gonna end the day. That was a good day of work.
Used to be when I asked Kendrick to stay late at the office, he liked to grumble and crack wise. Nowadays, he doesn't have the strength for it. Slumped shoulders, blank stare, wrinkled skin. The past few weeks, I don't hardly recognize my old friend. In his younger years, he reminded me of a gallant royal officer in an old Kipling story. Kendrick isn't just crumbling under the weight of the public pressure, but from the shame of it all. Internal Affairs raided the library he inherited from his grandfather, hoping they'd find buckets of cash stashed in the pages. Heard about the look on his face, the fearless policeman standing helpless in horror. I've known Francis for 30 years. The past 20 years he's played loose with the law. And I know that at a certain point every stolen dollar brings more misery than anything else. Probably sounds crazy, but I sympathize with the guy. What can I do? Your friends are your friends, and these are the waters we swim in.
Called all of the people on that list today. Now they know you're in business, so you could get a call from any of them. You don't need to worry about any of them. I've cleared them all.
And what kind of business are we talking here?
It's nothing too serious, just like you asked. Should be just a few small favors. Payments will vary depending on the situation and who you're dealing with. How much are you looking to earn?
$500,000.
$500,000? Why not a whole million?
Because everybody wants to take $1 million. Figured I'd try something different.
$500,000 in 180 days? Well, you could earn it all above board if you netted all the big fish and hit all your bonuses.
Never knew you for a fisherman.
Well, you never got into my business, and I'm not trying to get into yours. But be careful about bringing in any other cops. Sooner or later, they'll put the finger on you. And one more thing, Jack. I remember what you said, but I should probably add one more name to that list. Christopher Sand.
Sand. Christopher G. Sand. Everyone knows the name, but few could tell you who he is. The old man stays away from the spotlight. Always wears old-fashioned jeans and knitted sweaters. Gives to charity. Rarely attends social events. An avid hunter, I hear. Even dabbles in poetry. You'd never guess he's the head of the oldest and most powerful gang in the city. Goes back as far as his great-grandfather. And Sand is strict about following the old rules. He rarely involves himself in commonplace murders and robberies. Hardly needs to intimidate anyone to get his point across. The people who work for him each have their sphere. They provide protection where needed, even work with the authorities when they want to make a deal. Meanwhile, Sand pulls the strings without getting his hands dirty. People sometimes mistake his quiet approach. A couple years ago, an arms dealer decided to expand its business without asking permission, and his whole family paid the price. In 4 weeks, Sand killed 31 people. Old men, women, even a few teenagers. And Sand's people made sure every paper reported it. Frank, I don't want to hear you say that name again.
Jack, please, listen to me. I'm in with these guys.
We agreed, Frank. That's not the kind of business I'm into. I don't go there. Never have, never will.
Alright. And then day 3. Anyway, guys, I am going to leave it here for now. I hope you enjoyed. And I will be back soon with more This Is the Police. We're going to earn more money and probably get a few officers killed, so that'll be cool. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.